name is Nikki Godfrey, and I'm the director of the BuyDetroit initiative powered by Detroit Economic Growth Corporation. What is BuyDetroit? BuyDetroit is the premier place for all contractors, suppliers, and buyers to go for scaling and capacity building. BuyDetroit Virtual Shopping Network, where you can buy from all Detroit suppliers.
Welcome, buyers. Welcome to BuyDetroit Virtual Shopping Network. I'm your host, Nikki Godfrey. Boy, do I have a surprise for you guys here in the studio today. I have the co-founders of the Lab Drawer right here from Detroit, Dr. Alecia, Gabriel, and Deirdre Roberson. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yo, my pleasure. Please start off with an introduction of yourselves.
Absolutely. So I'm Dr. Alecia Gabriel, one of the co-founders of the Lab Drawer.
And I'm Deirdre Roberson, the other co-founder of the Lab Drawer.
Thank you so much for coming again. Let's jump right into it. What did you bring us today?
So today we brought our Lab Drawer kits.
Yes.
And the Lab Drawer is a science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics, or STEAM education kit for young people aged 10 to 14. And so we have different Lab Drawer kits for display today.
Okay, great. Let's get right into what do you have on display for us. Tell us what this is, piece by piece.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll start with our brain box, and that's our mind-boggling brain games box. So one of the cool things about any time that you get a STEAM kit, there's going to be a QR code to walk you through the full experiment. So don't worry, there's no instructions that you have to fuffle through, but we have a video, so you can always do it with a student or a child. So you watch the video, it walks you through it. But in this box, they're learning about the right and left side of the brain and how they actually work together, the science behind that, as well as building the circuit. So they actually build a full brain hat that you have right next to you. They label the important parts of the brain and how those two parts of the brain interact. And then the other part of the project, they actually work on building a circuit that triggers the currents between the brain and when it's communicating.
So now let me paraphrase this in my layman terms, okay? Because you guys are way smarter than me, former CAS technicians. You guys said this is the brain kit.
Yes.
This is awesome. So children can actually learn how the brain acts and works and functions.
Exactly.
And this is for ages what again?
It's for ages 10 to 14.
This is awesome. We had nothing like this growing up. Okay, and what is this box here?
So this kit is our BasquiART kit. So this is essentially where young people will actually learn a little bit about the artist Basquiat, but also they use chemistry to create their own paints and paint their own picture on canvas. And so the type of paints that they're using are mica paints. Mica, they learn about, is a type of rock. And so they actually learn about the rock cycle as well. So there's geology, there's chemistry, and then you get to paint your own picture on canvas.
This is awesome. Tell me, who are your customers? Who are you looking to sell to?
For sure. So right now, our customers are school districts across the U.S. We also work with nonprofit organizations. So when you think about that, like the Boys and Girls and the Girl Scouts of the world, so we help them as well. So a lot of times these organizations are not outfitted with scientists. We're both scientists. And so we actually put together that curriculum for them around specific scientific areas and actually help deliver those STEM kits to those organizations.
So let me again paraphrase this. This is really science in a box.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Now, speak a little bit on that. You're both scientists?
Yes.
Give me a history of your background, doctor.
Absolutely. So we're both CAS technicians. That's actually where we met at CAS Tech. But I studied biochemistry at Xavier University of Louisiana in New Orleans, Louisiana, the HBCU. And then I went on to pursue my PhD in organic chemistry at Louisiana State University. And then I came back home.
Let me paraphrase this. You're smart. Okay. And you?
Yes. So again, we met at Cass Technical High School. Cool thing is Alecia was actually tutoring me in algebra honors, and that's actually how we bumped heads. So I actually got some help in tutoring, and she was telling me about the university she was heading to. So we both went to a HBCU, Xavier University of Louisiana in New Orleans, and I majored in chemistry, minored in biology, and then I went on to get my master's of science in chemistry with emphasis on biochem and medicinal chemistry from the University of Detroit Mercy.
I don't even know how to spell that, but it sounds wonderful, doesn't it, audience? You guys are super smart, and this is why this exists. What made you start this?
Well, one of the things that we saw after we finished our graduate degrees is that really and truly there weren't a lot of people who looked like us in our industries, right? And being from Detroit, being also working in Detroit, this just didn't make sense to us. And so we were trying to figure out ways that we can actually give back to our community. And one of the ways that we thought that it might be more influential is to actually have give young people access to this type of education. Make sure they get excited about it. And so we actually started out kind of with a nonprofit, which still exists. It's Motor City STEAM Foundation. And one of the things that we quickly realized is that it takes capital to do the experiments and do this work in the community to really get young people excited about this. And so we created the lab drawer because of that.
Well, this is wonderful. Now, I know, how long has the lab drawer been in existence then?
So we started off on the nonprofit, and we started with like that in the 2016.
Okay.
But we officially won a pitch contest in 2018, and that's when we actually launched the lab drawer and decided to make it a separate entity.
Okay.
Now, sales didn't kick off to 2020, right? So we were working on this idea, and 2020 hit, and I think the pandemic made us to start think more creatively and innovatively about how we deliver STEAM education. So everybody started reaching out to us, and now we start shipping boxes in the thousands, and year over year we've been growing by about 400%.
400%? You guys are phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Where are you looking to go now? What's your plans?
Well, next we're looking to really expand. So we have pretty large capabilities now that we've moved into a larger manufacturing space, and we can service upwards of 10,000 kits a month. And so we really want to make sure that our product is in the hands of young people in schools, and also youth serving organizations, other nonprofits, and things of that sort. So that's where we kind of see ourselves going.
Detroit based, Detroit homegrown. So let me make sure I have this straight. Up to 10,000 a month?
Absolutely.
Okay, so listen up, Detroit public school systems, Detroit charter schools, the state of Michigan. Everyone needs to be ordering these because our children are still our future. We need to really, really hone in on this. I think this is fabulous. I see that you have some things up here as well. Is this another kit that we can talk about?
Yes, this is actually our body box, right? So we actually walk through the chemistry about making different products and talking about hygiene as well. So when you think of products like deodorants and lotions and body butters, they learn the chemistry behind that, but they can actually make them and use them themselves. So we're walking through and they're learning about the different fields that you can go into, from engineering, cosmetic chemistry, and different things like that. So we kind of open their world up to the many possibilities that STEM has to offer.
You're opening up my world, because I didn't even think about all of the areas that one could go into just besides, what we know, chemistry. Absolutely. The only thing I remember about chemistry is H2O, that's water. After that, I was lost. That's the end of it. So you guys are really, really honing in and teaching our young people, right, where they can go with this and how it infects our lives every day.
Absolutely.
Every day we're dealing with some chemicals that we're not even aware of sometimes. This is great. So what's coming up next for you all?
Well, I think next for us, we are still producing, we're still manufacturing. We're also, of course, looking to expand more into different school districts and things of that sort. But really and truly, we're just looking to expand and really get our kits into the hands of as many young people as possible.
I think this should be in the hands of all young people everywhere. I know that you said that you have some partnerships with the Boys and Girls Club. How is that going?
So one of our biggest partnerships right now has been with Wayne State. So we've worked with the Boys and Girls Club in the past. But for like the last 3 to 4 years, we've worked with Wayne State, helping run a lot of their summer education programs.
Oh, wow.
And we do have some larger organizations we're actually finalizing some contracts with. So I don't really release it just yet. But that's been going good. That's been like, we thought our business was B2C, going to the customers.
Right.
But now it's B2B. So we work with all these organizations that have a need, as well as we was one of 30 companies in the Target cohort. So that's actually an option we're exploring right now to get on Target shelves as well.
You guys are really doing phenomenal. Now, one last question. I know that you're part of our Buy Detroit portal. Tell me why is that important for you all?
Well, it's important for us because we're based here in Detroit,
That's right?
And we want to make a difference here. We both came back to Detroit to live here, to work here, and really make a difference here. So for us to, basically have access to potential buyers and also potential mentors and other networking with other businesses that might have other experience in procurement, I think that's really important for us.
Well, it's definitely important for us here through the DEGC as well as through Buy Detroit. I cannot thank you ladies enough. Listen, you guys have got to jump on our portal, www.degc.org/BuyDetroit. Click the portal link and please research and find the lab drawer. You won't be disappointed. Until next time, signing off. Have a great day.
Buy Detroit Virtual Shopping Network, where you can buy from all Detroit suppliers.